Hello, my name's Julia Menaul, and this is an introductory video talking about driver's theory from Transactional Analysis. It will just give a very brief overview of the 5 different drivers. Some other videos will actually look at each of the drivers in detail, so if you want to find out a bit more, check those out. So, what is driver's theory? So it's useful for understanding human behaviour, and I tend to use it in coaching quite a bit to help my clients raise their own self-awareness about why they are behaving in the way that they do. So what is it? Well, to feel okay about ourselves, we place conditions on our own behaviour. So a driver is a type of behaviour, and 5 key drivers have been identified. So the clue is in the word driver. So it's a behaviour that we are driven to do, and if because of circumstances we have to do the opposite to our driver, then we tend to feel very uncomfortable. So there are 5 altogether, which I'm just going to briefly go through. Some people have all 5 in equal measure, some people only have 1 or 2, or they have 1 or 2 key ones that are probably their dominant style. And the way those interact together can also make a difference to personality. So the 5 are termed be perfect. And the second one is be strong. Then we have one called please me, please others. And then there's one here called hurry up. And then we have another one here called try hard. So I'll do a brief overview of each one, and as I say, you can get some more details from the other videos alongside this one. So let's start with try hard first of all, and just think about what that means. And actually, again, that does what it says on the tin. That is actually, if you've got this as a key driver, you are driven to give your all for things that actually you might be better off not doing. So it isn't necessarily about achievement, it's about trying your hardest at everything. And sometimes that will take a lot of your energy, but you won't give in and you'll keep doing it even if it's something that actually you're not going to get much advantage out of. So a good example is maybe you start a book, it's a bit boring, it isn't your sort of thing, but you won't just put it aside and go, no, that's not for me. You will keep going until you've finished it. So that's try hard. Hurry up, if you've got this as a driver, you're quite a busy person, so you probably talk fast, walk fast, it's about speed for you, about doing things quickly, and you have an expectation that other people will do things quickly as well, and you get quite frustrated with people who you believe to be slow. Please me, please others. That's about meeting the needs of other people and enjoying meeting the needs of other people. But as you'll see in the other video, the fact that it's got 2 stems to it is actually operating from quite a selfish place. So actually the please me is about you making sure that your needs are met while you're meeting the needs of others. The be strong driver, that one is quite a complex one, and that's very much about you feel uncomfortable showing emotion and you feel uncomfortable asking for help. It's a little bit of the stiff upper lip. And finally we have be perfect. And be perfect, you are the sort of person that has very, very high standards. So if you have a be perfect driver, nothing's ever good enough and you're always pushing and pushing all the time. Okay, so those are the 5 drivers. So where do they actually come from? Well, guess what? They came from our childhood, and usually they've been conditioned in us by our parents. So it can be a parent, it can be key role models in our lives like teachers, mentors, people like that. And what will have happened is that we've received positive strokes for behaving in a particular way. So we've been conditioned, really. And if we've been given positive strokes for operating in a particular way, then that tends to sort of set up the driver within us. So the Be Perfect driver, for instance, that will come from, maybe you did well academically at school and therefore you would get lots of positive strokes from your parents because maybe that was something that they valued too. So, and that continues with you throughout your life. So drivers are not wrong, and there isn't one that's better than the other to have. There'll always be a cross to bear with all the drivers. Most of the time they serve you well, which is why you continue to do them. Often there are some disadvantages to your drivers, which we'll have a look at in the other videos. So what's the point of knowing about them and what can you do about them? Well, they are conditioned in you from childhood, so actually you're not going to be able to change them. The point of understanding driver's theory is that you can actually use that to empower you to make changes. So for instance, if you have got a Be Perfect driver, then if you notice yourself pushing and pushing to do something 110% and you notice that happening, then you can go, stop, actually I only need to do this at 80% because 80% is good enough. So it gives you the opportunity to, rather than blindly and habitually behave in a particular way, is actually to make choices and make decisions about how you behave. So that's the very brief overview about drivers. As I say, if you want to find out some more about each of the ones in detail and perhaps work out which ones are your key ones, then check out the other videos that are alongside this one. Okay.